Hi there, final community. Another update video. Yeah, Record Store Day happened. Easter happened. A lot of things happened, and here I am with a couple of new records, lots of Goodwill records, and two magazines. I'll talk about those magazines first. Vinyl magazines. They're up and coming, like literally up and coming. First magazine I heard about was a German one called, I think it was simply called Vinyl, I don't know. Then came a UK based magazine called Long Live Vinyl, was shaped like a 12-inch record. Incredibly difficult to read, it's too big. Articles in it were not really that good. But I did pick up the second issue, which is normal shaped. Why? Because it's got a flexi disc featuring two pioneers of electronica, Thomas Lear and the Residents. Yeah, so I really wanted to hear that, and the articles are similar to the first issue. You get lots of like news. You get let's see, it was before Record Store Day that this was released, so you got the best Record Store Day releases of the past 10 years. In short, the ones which are worth the most money, because that's basically what this magazine does. It talks about what things are worth, and I don't really know if that is the good entryway into collecting vinyl. Talking about record stores in areas of the UK, this time Soho. So you get Carnaby Street and marketplaces, and some guy goes there, and last time he was basically looking for 80s pop. Not really talking about obscure records, no, just 80s pop. The same guy went back again to those stores. Then you got this guy, I don't know him, Phil Swern. He's got like 6 million records, so that's an interesting read. About collectors, obviously. What else is in here? How to take care of your vinyl, essential Pink Floyd, yada yada yada. Why do I want to read about that? I don't know. And a record store. We talk about a record store this time in Margate. Looks pretty cool. Cool record store. And classic album. We got Violator. And a collector of the Pet Shop Boys records, and talking about what those records are worth. And then Maxi Jazz of Faithless, showing his collection. That's basically it. So, is it interesting? Not really, actually, but I did pick it up. It's pretty expensive, so I don't know if I'm going to pick up the next issue. A little bit cheaper, but not really knowing when this next issue will be released. Long Live Vinyl is monthly. This magazine is Dutch, and I don't know if it's monthly, quarterly. I think it's going to be a quarterly magazine. Who knows? But that one is simply called Vinyl Magazine. It's like 90, it's like 100 pages, so it's still a thick magazine. And it's got similar articles to what Long Live Vinyl had. So you got, here, talk about a distribution company that distributes a lot of vinyl. They're basically the guys who distribute music on vinyl in Holland. And you get article on a record store called Varia World. Never been there. I did order online from them, and that was kind of it was still in the end a good deal, but kind of a, I'm not gonna say messy store, but they don't really know where the records are. That's kind of the thing. and a Dutch artist gets interviewed. This time it's a guy called Jet Rebel. A radio DJ gets to talk about his love for vinyl because he has a weekly program where he just spins vinyl records on the air, and this is like national radio, so that's pretty cool. What more do you have? You got another type of DJ, like a club DJ that goes shopping. They give him €50 to buy records with. Yeah, right. And what more? Record player tests, article on Stax Records, etc. This is a little bit more interesting, I think, than Long Live Vinyl, but still need to see where it goes. Anyway, 5 minutes into the video, I just talked about magazines. I don't know how many people switched off, but it doesn't really matter. Starting off with the records, 2 7-inches. This is Cerrone with Love in C minor and Black is Black. This is original picture sleeve Dutch copy on Atlantic. Cerrone is a French disco producer who's pretty collectible. The 7 inches are not really that collectible. The LPs are. And I don't know yet. I still need to listen to more Cerrone, but this is pretty disco, and as the cover suggests, a lot of his sleeves have naked ladies on it. So, yeah, Cerrone, pick that up. Also picked up the BT Express with Do It Till You're Satisfied, which, as it says here, is a funky sound. It's on Scepter Records. German pressing. And, yeah, it's got 2 versions on it. Basically, Do It Till You're Satisfied and Do It Till You're Satisfied Part 2. Those were the 7 inches. I have one record which I'm not going to keep. I'm going to show that right now. It's still an interesting record, so I need to show it. And then lots of Goodwill records that I'm going to talk about, and some from stores and all that. First off, the record that I'm not going to keep, this is Jeremy Faith with the album Lord. Gatefold. It's the French pressing on Decca. And it's Christian rock. Not really a collector of Christian rock at all, actually. There's one track on this that I really enjoyed, Jerusalem Road 63. It has some fussed up guitar in it, making it a little bit, psychedelic. Was recorded in 1971 in Hollywood or in Los Angeles. It sounds okay, I have to say, but it's not really something I'd like to keep. If it was more funky and it had more break beats and stuff like that, I would have kept it. But it's I don't really know what to do with this. But Jeremy Faith and the St. Matthew's Church Choir with Lord. That was an interesting find. Picked up Shakatak Invitations from 1982, British jazz, pop, jazz, funk group. Got the original inner sleeve. Invitations was a big hit from this one. It's cheesy, but I like it. It has that funkiness, it has that disco sound as well, and the pop sound, but it's interesting enough, so I keep it. 27th of April, 27th of April. Anyway, one of those days was King's Day here in Holland. I don't really celebrate it, but I do tend to go to the free markets that we have all around the country. places that are appointed where you can go and sell your crap. You can sell everything you have that you don't need. So a lot of people go there with toys and books and clothing, and some people go with records. Where I live, the records were really terrible. I did pick up one record that was not terrible, and that is Kool and the Gang with Something Special. This is later period, Kool and the Gang, 1981, but it's my first Kool and the Gang record, so that's pretty cool. It's got the original inner sleeve, which is kind of busted, but doesn't really matter. I really enjoyed this. It's funky, disco, pop, soul, whatever. Produced by Deodato. So yeah, cool record. Another thrift store find is this one, Very Wide. Just another way to say I love you. Yeah, Very Wide. I hear you think like, why? Very Wide is actually pretty damn cool. Very Wide is known as that, soul crooner. It's on Phillips, by the way. Corny, cheesy, deep voice, and these sexy tracks. Well, these sexy tracks are funky. He's one of the more funkier artists from the whole disco era. So anything that he did, or as a solo artist, or with the Love Limited Orchestra, I pick it up because it is funky and it's good. So there you are. A couple of weeks back, I went to Goodwill, where, if you look back in my videos, past videos, there's one video where I talk about a rare jazz record. I went to that particular Goodwill, and next to that Goodwill is a antique mall type store. I also went to that. So the next 4 records are from those stores. First, the Goodwill thrift store records. Nothing obscure like that jazz record, but still pretty cool. This is Forecast with Forecast 1 from 1982. This looked interesting. I didn't know what to expect, but it is sort of this electro soul funk disco thing that Cameo did as well. That type of sound. And yeah, if you see it, do pick it up if you like that sound. It's pretty damn good. It's got the smash hit Happy Days, Hip Hop Hooray. Well, I never heard of that smash hit, but still. The other record I picked up at that thrift store is a record that I would have picked up in the past, but not really enjoyed probably. Her voice is not really the type of voice that I enjoy listening to. My wife really likes her, so I did pick her up mostly for my wife and for me to enjoy as well. It's Janis Joplin. I got them old Cosmic Blues Again, Mama, on Dutch CBS, which is the Orange Label CBS. This is her solo debut album, I believe, and then after this she made Pearl, and then, well, before she released Pearl, I think she passed away. This is soulful, really, really soulful. Her voice is still a voice I cannot really listen to, but the music is really good. So yeah, I did enjoy this very much, actually. So that's Janis Joplin. Then I went to the antique mall type store. They had recently added a jazz section to their records, so I wanted to browse those records, and I found 2 records that I really wanted to take home. First up is Ron Carter's Yellow and Green on CTI. French pressing, gatefold. CTI is most of the time funky. This one has Billy Cobham, so I thought this is going to be funky. It's not. It is very jazzy. It's not at all funky, but it's really, really enjoyable and really good. So, Ron Carter, Yellow and Green. Then I also found this John Coltrane and Milt Jackson record, Bags and Train. Cool thing was that this is a Japanese pressing from 1972. So it's a reissue of the Japanese pressing. It's on Atlantic. They are Japanese. It's in really good shape, and I didn't pay a lot of money for this. So yeah, John Coltrane, had to pick that up, and it's a really, really beautiful jazz record. Back to the thrift stores, Goodwill. I don't know which one this is, but there's one more record I wanted to show from that, and that is Tony Bennett's Tony's Greatest Hits. Yeah, pretty standard vocal jazz compilation of Tony Bennett songs. I like Tony Bennett. Can't do nothing about that. So yeah, picked up Tony Bennett. The next 3 records are records that are new releases. One is a Record Store Day exclusive, kind of an exclusive, which I did not pick up at Record Store Day. I picked this up online. There was a pre-order, and you could order the Record Store Day release, so I did, because I was free on Record Store Day, but I just didn't want to go to Record Store Day. Never been there, and to be quite honest, it's not something I want to go to. Most of the releases are not interesting enough, and there's too much competition. But this is a release, California Hotel by Trans Am. Their 2017 release. I don't know if there's going to be a normal release, but this is the limited edition clear gold or yellow vinyl release. It's on Thrill Jockey, and for those who don't know, Trans Am, they're a post-rock group that are pretty hard, pretty heavy, and they have a very big electronic influence. So I really, really enjoy them. Then I kind of waited for a fair price on this one. Discogs offered Solution. Online stores asking like €50 prices. Guided by Voices, August by Cakes, their new album, double album. It's really good. It's not worth €50 at all. It's Guided by Voices, and they've released, I don't know how many records, like probably 100. This is good. I really like it, but you gotta be a fan of Guided by Voices. Otherwise, €50 is way too much. I did not pay €50, by the way. So yeah, double album. It's self-released on Guided by Voices. And the last record, and then I gotta go pick up the boy, or at least try to make him sleep again, because he should sleep. He's very tired. It's the new Gorillaz record, Humans. I have not listened to this one yet, but I hear mixed reactions. Some people really love it. Some people really don't love it. Cool artwork. I don't really, I mean, I like this, but the other art pieces are kind of creepy. So yeah, the new Gorillaz, which is electronic, it's hip hop, it's Damon Albarn from Blur. It's got Mavis Staples, Grace Jones, Danny Brown, De La Soul, Vince Staples, which is no relation to Mavis, Pusha T. There's a lot of rap artists on here, so I'll spin this soon, and then that's it. I don't have anything more to add. Yeah, I got these postcards with it for free. Basically the same prints as there are on the sleeve, so that's where I picked it up. Anyway, take care. Kind of a hectic video, but I had to do a video. Peace. Talk to you later.